Hello, my friends. I wanted to tell you that today's discussion and episode is really about helping your pets. It's about changing our society so that we understand our pets are sentient creatures too. And although what you're about to see was a lecture that I gave on a stage online, it's very important for you to understand the ramifications of how our culture affects our creatures that live on this planet and that we consider our own fur babies. And then don't even consider the wild ones that are out there left to the fear of the 4th of July. So I hope you enjoyed these ideas and this information about cannabis and your pets in this lecture that I gave recently online. Thank you for being here at the Cannabis Truth Podcast. And, oh, by the way, let me just say, and I don't have one here with me. Dang. Don't forget to order my brand new book, Healing Beyond High, Cannabis Truth by Honey Smith Walls. It's up on Amazon. It's in the pre-sales. You can get it as a hardback copy or as an ebook, 2 different prices, both extremely affordable. And if you leave me a little review, I'm going to leave you a great big gift. Drop down below and let me know. Find me on Facebook and let me know if you're buying a book, because I want to give you that gift that comes along with it. And it's even got a little bonus thing going on. So go find me on Facebook, holler at me, tell me you bought my book, and whammo, I'm going to make sure you get that gift. Thank you again for being here at the Cannabis Truth Podcast. Now, enjoy that lecture.
Welcome to Season 6 of the Cannabis Truth Podcast, where we speak the language of cannabis freely and uncensored, while educating our audience on safe use of this live plant therapy. You should know what's in your cannabis, what's good and what's not, because cannabis does not come with an FDA stamp of approval, yet. The information you will find here comes straight from scientists and clinicians, doing the work and reporting their findings in reputable outlets. Hopefully, we can inspire you to research the facts as we know them today. Cannabis is an amazing alternative in health remedies, with the potential to alleviate typical disease problems and troubling side effects, even those caused by synthetic prescriptions. Here now is the host of the Cannabis Truth Podcast. She is a 21st century cannabis shaman, not a doctor, not a scientist. Raised by nuns and wolves in the verdant cattle pastures of the Oklahoma oil fields, here to amplify the truth of this great big story of cannabis in historical, political, scientific, and spiritual terms, so you can make educated decisions about the medicine you choose to ingest. Please welcome Honey Smith Walls.
Come here. Come help me do this. Hi, everybody. It's me, Honey, and this is one of my little pack. This is Teddy Bear, my little prima donna who likes to come on stage and sing with me anytime I get an instrument out. Yeah, thanks for helping me, my little mugger-rappin'. He's my neediest one. He's the one that has to bury his heart and soul into me. And he's so demanding of my attention, but more than that, my affection. And I've got, 4 other dogs and 2 big fat 15-pounder cats in my pack. And that's kind of what I want to talk to you about today. My name is Honey Smith Walls, and I'm an educator in the cannabis industry. But today I want to talk to you about your pets, because the 4th of July is coming up. And if you have pets that are anxious, and fearful and jittery and nervous from all of that explosionary stuff going off, every single year. They're shaking and shivering and hiding under the furniture, and they don't want to come out, and they won't eat, and they're panting, and their heart's racing, and, it's just a daytime nightmare for them because of the mentality of all of these grown men with an 8-year-old mind about blowing up stuff in the ether. Glorifying war. I'd like to change that concept, please, ladies. Maybe you can help me. I mean, I have nothing against patriotism and all of that. I love being a patriot. However, I don't have the need to scare the shit out of my animals over it. Nor do I have the need to create PTSD for any of our veterans who've been serving our country, and come back with real trauma. That's the same kind of trauma our animals have when they suffer PTSD from explosions going off around them. January 1st, 4th of July, birthdays, just Memorial Day, whatever the thing is, it's all a human thing. And we've never really considered the patients on our planet that don't need that at all. And just our animals out in the wild. So there's new science in cannabis. And I've been in this industry for a decade, learning under the tutelage of the leading experts in cannabinoidology, science industry of cannabis. I'm so happy to announce, there's even a few universities who are pumping out pharmacist doctors with masters in cannabinoidology now. And so, wahoo! I've been hanging out with this fabulous science tribe for the last decade, and I have learned so much about taking my own health care into my own hands. You see, I'm 70 years old, gonna be 71 next month. And up until a decade ago, I always let my doctor tell me that I had a splinter in my finger or I'd stubbed my toe, and here, take this antibiotic and anti-inflammatory so that you don't get an infection and that the bruise goes down. Please. We don't need big pharma for minor aches and pains like that. And we don't really have to do a doctor dance. People really used to help themselves. People used to help themselves before we had doctors on every corner and insurance. They learned about plant therapy. All that went out of our society when big pharmaceutical companies came into being, and they made it so convenient for us by creating the pressed pill, which incidentally helped us win World War I. So, penicillin, hello, all that. There's a lot of science that's been silenced over the last 100 years because of naughty shenanigans of politicians who had ulterior motives. That's a whole long, juicy historical story. And I love telling it. But I still want to talk to you about your pets this year so that you have time to order something or go look for something that will ease the suffering of your sweet little pets and even yourselves, my friends. I really help women understand how to use cannabis safely and effectively, with or without that high. Now, don't get me wrong, I've got nothing against the high. And I like getting high, but I don't do that very often now because I'm a busy girl. And I've got all kinds of things that I'm doing, like, oh, look, I just published my first book. It's called Healing Beyond High. I bet that's backwards. Healing Beyond High, Cannabis Truth by Honey Smith Walls. The Cannabis Truth part, that's in reference to my podcast, the Cannabis Truth Podcast, which has been running for the past 6 years, interviewing medical professionals in the cannabis industry, letting them tell my audience what the science of cannabis is about, and helping them amplify their works.
Honey knows, honey grows.
Hi, Honey Smith Walls here. I'm host of the Cannabis Truth Podcast, weekly for the past 6 years. But today I'm inviting you to a Facebook group called the Holistic Relief Summit, in hopes that you too will come for the peace and stay for the epiphanies. It's a beautiful space for women to find all kinds of relief from all kinds of suffering. Come join us for free.
Well, hello, I'm Dr. Philip Blair, and I want to introduce you to Honey Smith Walls. And she recently had an experience with beta caryophyllene.
For years, I've been dealing with lots of arthritis pain and pain from neuropathy that has not been resolved through other prescriptive methods. As an advocate educator in the cannabis industry, I learn lots of interesting information about the compounds within the plants, and one of those turned out to be beta caryophyllene.
What was your first dose like?
I was gobsmacked. Absolutely gobsmacked. It has given me my future back.
I want to get it out to everybody too. I want to get it out to the whole world, as a matter of fact. It has so many mitigating factors for all the stresses of life and pain and diseases. It is unbelievable, the spectrum of care that it can provide.
So now I help women understand the practicalities of using cannabis to relieve their suffering, because, oh, babies, woo, that stuff starts from the day we come out of the chute. And it continues until we've got both feet in the grave. But we can manage the suffering from Womaning 101 on this planet by using different modalities of healing. And that's why you're here. You're here to learn different ways of helping yourself rise up out of your suffering. And that could be through any one of these beautiful experts and the way that they present help and relief to you. Each one of these speakers has something special that may resonate with you. This may not be your thing, but it may be your thing for your pet. Look, let me show you this. It's just a small book, but really it's about using it practically and efficiently and safely. So we talk about safety all the time in my classes. Right here, inside, this is Dr. Angie Krause. And she's a veterinarian who is also a cannabinoidologist. And she will teach you how to care and manage your pet's needs, all of them, gently through plant therapy. And I have other trusted sources listed in my book. So it's real handy to have around, because it'll help you understand what you might need in your first aid kit instead of those acetaminophen and, ibuprofen and the Pepto-Bismol and all that stuff, throat gargles, all that stuff. So the book's got the information in it. And it's a wonderful formula for using plant therapy safely. I don't like going into the unknown, by myself, but sometimes I just got to pull my big girl panties up and do it and muster up the courage and walk into the unknown, not quite knowing what to expect, but having an open mind. We have treated cannabis, this ancient plant that has an ancient history of helping both humanity and the animal kingdom. It's got a long, long, beautiful, beautiful history. And it's been taboo for us for the past 100 years. Now we're trying to get past all of that stigma that our naughty politicians created so that we can begin using this plant again. And the reason, let me tell you, it's so amazing why this plant works so well in us. It's because we have a receptor system that binds perfectly with all the hundreds of compounds in this unique plant. So see, Big Pharma gives you one compound for one issue. Cannabis can alleviate anxiety and inflammation and acute pain like gangbusters. So if you got an old 15-year-old hound like I do, come here, Paco, you want a treat? And he's got a little hitch in his get-along. It's treat time. What do you all give your dogs? This is just chicken. Just a dried out old piece of chicken that they can chew on. Nothing else in it. And that's a great treat for them. So, come here, puppy. If you've got an old fella like this one, come here, Paco. Come here, precious. Good boy. Come here. Let me show you off, buddy. See this big boy? He's 15 years old. He says, yeah, give me that. He doesn't move so well anymore. And for most of his life, I fed him that dang dog food that we all get at the pet stores and the grocery stores, and it's just dry chow and table scraps. And now he's got an old man belly on him, just like my spouse used to. And it's tight, and it pains him. And so now I'm going to take my own advice. I'm going to go to Dr. Angie's site. It's all listed in here, and some of my other wonderful colleagues and associates and mentors in the cannabis industry who have led me on this amazing journey to be here. These are samples of certificates of analysis. It's a third-party lab test that proves to you that what you're going to buy in this product or any product in plant therapy is safe for you to use. That it doesn't have toxins and pesticides and herbicides and fungicides and heavy metals and stuff like that in it. I bet you're wondering how I got here. I got real sick with magical wallop of womanly wahoo is all I can call it. Arthritis started invading my body. I was diagnosed with myalgic encephalomyelitis, which absolutely devastates your energy. It's an immune deficiency disorder. And I started menopause when I was about 36 years old. Oh my glory. By the time I went through years of prescriptions and accumulated a cocktail of them to live on, I was in such brain fog and muscle spasming and constipation and sleeplessness, and it was just a blur of years of suffering. And none of the doctors could do anything for me. None of them, except tell me to go get my blood drawn and let's see where your levels are. Oh, that looks normal. Okay, you're still having sleeplessness. Here, let's try this pill instead. Girls, if you've ever done the doctor dance, just put dance in the chat. Let me know you're here. Let me know that you understand what I'm talking about. Well, we do the same with our pets. When we just don't pay attention to their needs, their physical needs, their emotional needs, and their nutritional needs. We've got to do better by our pets. And we've got to understand that they truly are sentient creatures just like us. And they have psyche issues. And they get afraid of thunder and lightning, or wildfires, or hurricanes, or the 4th of July, bombs bursting in air, or war-torn areas. If we can help them through all of that emotional distress like we would help ourselves if we knew how, then, oh my goodness, it would be such a more gentle world for them and us too. Because we worry about our lovies, our furry little lovies. Hey, I just held this up. This is not one of Dr. Krause's products, but it is a trusted source. I'm sorry, it's still backwards. It's called MedTerra. Look it up if you want to. It's a product, a cannabis product for cats and dogs, and it too is one of my trusted sources. You can trust MedTerra for your critters. Go to their website, it's probably medterra.com, and look it up. If you're not into cannabis, or you're afraid of it still, or you haven't, but you still want something for anxiety and pain, I'm going to show you another trusted source. And again, apologies for it being backwards. But if you buy my book, you'll see Dr. Philip Blair in here. And he too, sorry, can't find the page. He has figured out through the cannabis industry that terpenes in cannabis are incredibly medicinal. And one in particular, a terpene, not a cannabinoid, a terpene, which is FDA approved and you can get all over the world without any problems. You can order it and it'll come straight to your mailbox. This stuff I won't live without. This so calms my anxiety just like that, and also allows me to snap my fingers because it manages my pain. And I blend this with other cannabinoids that I use in a different way throughout the day to manage my level 10 arthritic pain and neuropathic pain. That happened from a silly accident that I incurred upon myself. Anyway, in my little book, Healing Beyond High, Cannabis Truth, you're going to find out who some really wonderful trusted sources are, and it will give you resources to go online, look at what I'm talking about, help yourselves to trying a product or two. And if you need more information and direction and a little more hand-holding, you can come hang out with me a little bit more, because that's what I love to do the most. I'd love to hold your hand through this process, because the women I help, they go from being totally confused, totally overwhelmed, spending way too much money on products that they have no business using and have no idea what the real sourcing is or if it's safe. You learn all of that with me, and you can learn all of that in this little itty-bitty 116-page book. But you're still going to want to hold my hand, and I'd love for you to do that too. You'll get the most out of learning about cannabis, and it's an hour's read. So you'll get the most out of learning about cannabis by reading a book on the practicality of it. There's quite a few books about cannabis now, about using it to infuse it in your food and stuff like that. But and there's a lot of science out on cannabis. Hard to read if you're not living among the science tribe, which I've been doing for the past umpty-ump years. not always in cannabis, but in other areas. And so I love bridging that gap, that medicinal jargon and scientific, vocabulary to the women I help understand cannabis. And so I want you to realize that there's a formula to using this product to help yourself feel better. And you're going to use it on your pet as well. So check into these sources. Oh, let me give you my free little gift. This will help you too. Go to Healing Beyond High. In fact, if you just drop KIT in the chat for me, I'll swing back around and say, hey, and make sure you get that free little kit right in your direct message. You know why? Because I want to tell you some more about it. There's a free assessment. It tells you what you should consider to put in your own first aid recovery kit. And especially if you've overused that one compound that gives you euphoria, there are all kinds of ways to recover from that instantly. These are the things that I help you with. These are the secrets to using cannabis successfully and efficiently and safely. That's why you'll want to get this little book, Healing Beyond High, Cannabis Truth by Honey Smith Walls. And don't forget to say KIT down on the bottom. And we'll talk more about where to go to find products for your pet and products for yourself and more trustworthy information that you'll be able to utilize for the rest of your life. Because girls, you see me I'm going to be 71 next month. I got all this happy energy going on, all this big life happening. I just got this in the mail 2 days ago. I'm still riding on cloud 9 about this. And doing my summer lectures in person at the Healing Sanctuary up in Washington, Michigan. This mission to help lift women to feel better again, to feel more like their old selves, to be happy in their lives, and to stop that negative looping chatter going on, to help you sleep all night. Wouldn't it feel great to wake up in the morning and have energy again? Wouldn't it be wonderful if you didn't always have to be worrying about where a bathroom is? Wouldn't it be great if you didn't have to watch your puppy just shake and shiver for 24 hours while all that other nonsense is going on? Or maybe it's a natural disaster that you're both trying to get past. There's help for you, and it's gentle plant therapy. You never have to get high if you don't want to. You don't want your puppy to get high. So your puppy's cannabis formulations are different than humans, but it's the same product. It's the same plant. So just different formulations because puppies process it differently. So the science is amazing. You're going to love the science, and you're going to love the juicy, gossipy history. I am not kidding you. Okay, my time is up, and I have loved spending it here with you. If you missed my first lecture, which was nothing like this, I invite you to go back and see that and have a fuller understanding of what I'm talking about. I just really wanted to broach this particular 4th of July terror subject to you so that you can be aware that there is help to relieve the anxiety your critters are going to feel when all of that nonsense starts. So start checking into it today. And start checking into it for yourself as well. Don't forget to write KIT, K-I-T, down in the chat. And love yourselves, darlings. Tell yourself in the mirror how beautiful you are, how much you're grateful for this big old bag of bones and all your teeth and everything in it for this long. It makes such a difference to love yourself. Always love yourself first. And then everybody else. See y'all next time.
Honey knows, honey grows.
You've been listening to another Cannabis Truth Podcast with 21st century cannabis shaman Honey Smith Walls. Using cannabis mindfully as medication is a different concept in Western healthcare philosophy, specifically over the past century. There's a lot to learn and reconsider. The scientific truth of cannabis is finally getting out and is wide open for all to see at respected medical sites like the National Library of Medicine at pubmed.gov and the Journal of American Medical Association at JAMAnetwork.com. We here at the Cannabis Truth Podcast are right there in the thick of it, alongside the titans of medicine, as a fly on the wall. We are not doctors, nor did we go to medical school, but we have taken dozens of private cannabis courses and still engage in continuing education offered by expert cannabis scientists. Over the past few years, we slowly began to see and understand the bigger picture. Now we hear from people all day long about cannabis. It is so important to use verifiably safe products. The process of getting a diagnosis from your family doctor and taking your records to a cannabis specialist can lead you to the correct cannabinoid therapy for your specific issues. Otherwise, you're simply your own guinea pig looking for answers without the foundational knowledge or ability to determine your best strategy. To find a qualified cannabis expert in your area, visit cannabisclinicians.org. This is a national society of cannabis experts. Look for the link in the show notes. Unless otherwise proven by a reputable third-party lab test, please regard all street weed as contaminated. It may do grave harm to a patient with a delicate immune system who already has inflammatory issues like arthritis, IBS, fibromyalgia, or worse. Thank you so much for your time today. I hope you find value and understanding through the conversations you've heard on this podcast.
A quick shout out to Nathan Pierce and Daniel Rome of the 406 Budcast and their brilliant tech goddesses who created what you're about to hear next.
She walked in with wisdom and a fire in her eyes, talking plant truth where the silence lies. From the roots to the bloom, she saw the light. Now she's teaching folks how to heal it right. Not afraid to challenge the tale of lazy myths in a system that failed. She's got science in one hand, stories in the other. Lifts up the voices they tried to smother. Honey knows, honey grows. Truth in the soil and love in the smoke. Speaking for the elders and the ones left behind. She's the shaman of the leaf with a warrior's mind. Yeah, honey knows how the healing flows. From Florida sun to digital waves, she's breaking down fear with every word she says. Cannabis truth, that's her battle cry. For the mamas and papas still scared to try. She ain't selling hype, she's serving facts. Taking big pharma to school with class. With a mic and a mission, she lights the way for the lost and the curious every day. Honey knows, honey grows. Truth in the bud and peace in the dose. Teaching the plant lifted by the plant, giving voice to the ones who thought they can. A sister, a sage in a world